Good afternoon, Darren. Good afternoon, everyone, wherever you're watching on the Blendline coverage all around the world. It is fantastic to be back at the iconic Sandown Motor Raceway. I have, Daz, there's a couple of new cars in the category. Great to see the boys out in the bright sunshine. Right on screen there, if you look now, is the Pit Lane clothing car. They're driven by Andy Tudor, so fantastic to see that one out there. Mark Torbitts is also in a newly liveried car. So, yeah, there's plenty of excitement, plenty of action. This category is close at the best of times, but it is definitely heating up in the championship right now. 3 points, Daz, between the top three drivers. So we're certainly looking forward to this one.
Let me have a quick look and run down through the grid. We'll come back to the Pit Lane clothing car. James Westaway to Cambella, Mark Verdino, Adam Brewer, Chris Lewis-Williams, Joey Callock in the 1-800 lasagna machine, Mark Torbitts, Tony Andrewski, Tony Westaway, Dickie Howe out of position number 10. Jared Campione, the 88, a round sponsor out of number 11. And Manny Menazolma out of 12. Nick Carpenter out of 13. Andy Tudor in that newly launched car number 15. Josh Brisbane to Peter Grant, Carter Fox and John Venoris, 18 of Germany's finest. The Porsches, the 944s on track. They've got the Porsche Australia window banners emblazoned across the front window of them, and we're about to get away. The all-important green flag waved at the back. The radios have lit up for the drivers. Set yourselves up. Our starter holding them there. What are we waiting for? There's the red light. Look but don't stare. Bella gets wheel spin. Westaway gets away nicely. Brewer goes with Verdino. Are they going to gazump Bella before they get to turn one? Bella gets it up through the gearbox here, but Westaway, a beautiful start, just drives across in front, no harm, no foul. Verdino to the inside. This is going to be the big move into turn number one. Where does Verdino go? Oh, he does capitulate to Brewer. Brewer uses the back of the ripple strip. He's got the inside running. There's no overtaking here. You can see the yellow flag. I got to say, Ads Brewer, you've just been very, very close to the law right there. But Bella in P2. Jamie Westaway, multi-championship winner. Behind him, another more multi-championship winning Cambella.
Absolutely, the boys really taking it easy through turn threes and turn four there. That is under yellow flags as we see them head off on the lap. Now, Jamie Westaway there in the gold car, multiple champion in the category, just returning for this weekend, so he knows this track very, very well. Cambella there in the Aqua car, four-time champion, and the number 3 of Adam Brewer in the AVI technology car, currently leading the championship, Daz, so he does not want to make any mistakes. Joey Callock there, hard to miss Joey in the bright 1-800 lasagna car.
It certainly is the newly relivered car there. He's gone for the bright colours. There's the car we were talking about with Andy Tudor, the new car to the field here, the Pit Lane clothing car. A swap position there. That is Venoris and Fox goes through. In fact, that's not Carter Fox at all. That's Brisbane going through.
Joshy Brisbane there in the bright green number 56. Johnny Venoris just trailing off there, had some issues in qualifying. So it's a shame to see Johnny Venoris not even quite getting around lap one. But the beautiful green machine of Josh Brisbane coming through the final turn as they head down towards this long straight at Sandown. They really want to take advantage of the slipstream here. Beautiful, stunning conditions as we watch Mark Verdino there in the Sidelink car really trying to push ahead.
Bit of a timing glitch there at the moment, showing the 88 of Campione there in the lead of this race. That is actually not a fact, but he is the round sponsor, so let's give him the top billing for this point in time.
Why not? Exactly, yeah, Jared Campione, and we thank Campione Electrics for sponsoring this category this round. Great to have Jared and the Campione Electrics on board. In fact, that is Jared Campione in the pink and white striped car out in front. Now, we're not sure if he's actually had an absolute blinder of a start, or he's
started from the lane. So he's
started from the lane. So yeah, he's going to get caught up there. Ads Brewer really pushing hard already, going across that ripple strip at the fastest section of the track here, which is that turn 6 up the back at Sandown. You're touching on 200 kilometres an hour as you enter that section in these cars. So Ads really wants to maintain his championship lead. As I mentioned briefly at the start of the telecast there, just 3 points between the top 3 drivers in this championship. So Brewer does not want to make any mistakes because there's a car just directly behind him who is gunning for the championship.
Ads
Brewer, whoa!
Catch there by Ads Brewer. That is a big slide, isn't it? Enter stage right. Thank goodness he didn't exit stage left. Gathered it all back up as Jared Campione just gets out of the way of the leaders in this race. There's the number 3. We know those Yokohamas are nice and warm now as he's got the 44 of Mark Verdino ranging right up behind him. So, in fact, that kind of slide could induce some over-temping of the Yokohamas. There's our fastest lap, Ambella, of course. Why wouldn't it be? And we've got a plus 5 seconds for Manny Manzelma as a start line incident. Have a look at that. Lewis Williams on the Le Mans flashes coming up through the causeway up onto the kink there. So last year's champion saying, come on boys, let's get on with this. The 44 goes to the outside. This is going to be brave. Will Brewer slide his way into the top of the hill as well? Side by side. They've done it before. They plunge into Dandenong Road, up over the ripple strips. That is finding track limits. And down the inside, Lewis Williams on Ads Brewer. Gathers it up. No harm, no foul yet. But going west there was Jared Campione.
They're all over the place. The boys are fighting hard. They really need the championship points. And you've got Chris Lewis Williams there, the 4-time champion and the current reigning champion, all over the back of Adam Brewer, who is leading the championship at the moment. Just ahead of them, Mark Verdino, who is a race winner in this category. Not holding them up, but he's certainly in the fight. And then out the front, you've got the multiple champions. Jamie Westaway pops up there with the fastest lap, a 1:25.7. So they're a little off world record pace or lap record pace, so it's a shame. But
world record.
World record pace is for Sandown.
Straight out of the Olympics into world records. Here we go,
exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And it's gold medal position at the moment for Jamie Westaway. But
Jamie Westaway's turned bronze into gold.
Well, he's got a gold car, hasn't he? I mean,
bronze, whichever way you
whatever it is, yeah, exactly. So, and you've got the silver medalist in Cameron Bella sitting right behind him as well. Bella wants to win this race. Bella's sitting second in the championship, so he knows if he can bank a number of points here, get slightly ahead of Adam Brewer, he's back in the title hunt.
Richard Howe, or Dickie Howe to his mates, Tony Andreski to his mates, the boss of Porsche Australia.
Yep.
One of the bosses at Porsche Australia. And they're racing pretty hard there. So that's the middle of the pack at the moment. Those two are fighting it out for 8th and 9th on the road. They've got Tony Westaway just ahead of them in the number 50 and battling away just off the back of that battle. That is
That's Manny Mezzaselma. Manny Mezzaselma there, yeah, back in the pack. Manny's come out of GT3 racing in the past, so he's certainly used to.
And Mark Torbitz has commandeered another different car this weekend.
He has. That is a brand new car, and we should mention that car there for El Presidente. Mark Torbitz is running a brand new liveried car this weekend. That is actually a throwback retro, virtually identical copy of the Alan Moffat Le Mans car back in the 70s. So if you see a photograph of that Alan Moffat Le Mans Porsche, it's virtually an identical copy. So it's a fantastic effort by El Presidente and Mark Torbitz there to turn that car out so beautifully.
Just seeing a board being displayed to the field there. I wonder if they're just alerting Manny Metazelma of his plus 5 seconds off the start line. Under brakes, Mark Torbitz looks up the inside now, goes through on Manny Metazelma. Of course, Mark Torbitz won a race at Winton. Did a tremendous job there. Then we saw these guys travel over, and they were a support category to the Super Trail Asian series at Tailem Bend. Equipped themselves very, very well, the Porsche 944s. And we're back here now for this round. These are the two guys fighting very, very hard out in front. At the moment, you'd have to say, Jack, that Jamie Westaway is a bit of an interloper in this championship, isn't he?
A little bit coming and going at the moment in the championship, and he's just returning this weekend. He's missed a couple of rounds, Jamie, but the skill of a Jamie Westaway is on show here for sure. The guy comes back, having not sat in a race car for a couple of months, and throws it on pole position and actually is leading the race. So that is the skill of a Jamie Westaway. Competing right up there with the multiple champion Cameron Bella, who is having a pretty good run. Cam actually hit the wall in qualifying here at turn 4, so they've rebuilt the front right-hand corner of that car between qualifying and race 1 today. Mark Verdino there in the side link, number 44, and Ads Brewer just sitting behind him, biding his time. As I mentioned, Ads Brewer is currently leading the championship, so he really wants to have a good, clean weekend, get through it, not have any major incidents or major mistakes, and bank the points, because with a couple of races to go, this championship is definitely heating up.
It really is, and there's Ads Brewer. He is, I guess, the bridesmaid at this point in time. He's just waiting there to try and take one of these championships. He's certainly got the dancing on the pedals and the movement of the hands to be a champion. It's just a matter of getting through on this field. It is such a highly skilled field at the top end of town. The field comes streaming through here. You get a good look at the entire field coming through. Off the back of Carpenter comes Andy Tudor in the pit lane clothing entry. And that livery stands out very much. Jack, you were saying at the start, or introduction, you've been to the launch of that car in the paddock.
I have been to the launch of that car in the paddock there. Number 15 of Andy Tudor there in the pit lane clothing. Porsche 944. Looks fantastic on track. And if you want some off-track apparel, head to pitlaneclothing.com. Andy's just come off a fantastic weekend at Phillip Island. Last weekend where he was on the front row in an Audi R8. He's certainly used to high speed, and he's having a rich reign of form lately, Andy Tudor. So he's swapping between multiple cars, but running the Audi R8 there as well down at Phillip Island last weekend, straight into this round. So yeah, we wish Andy all the best as he returns to the category in the pit lane clothing 944.
Great row of supporters that support the 944s, as I mentioned earlier. Porsche Cars Australia are very much on board. They have the famous Porsche pyramid, of which your Porsche club, got 32 just going very slowly there. That's not good.
Johnny Vanoris just getting round, I would say, trying to get back towards the pits as the leaders sort of grab him there, heading towards this long back straight. Is this last lap, or have we got... Because I was just going to say, we've got a bit of damage there by the looks of it on that bonnet of Canberra as they head down the bottom here to Dandenong Road.
The patch might have just let go or something there because it was opening up as they were coming through there. So, interestingly enough, time is up. We've got the last lap board coming out, so still got another lap and a quarter to go for these guys.
There will be a lap to go. It'll be interesting to see if Cam can catch Jamie Westaway. Aren't we very, very used to seeing these two go at it? They've been going at it for a couple of years. They know each other's game plans very, very well. They know their strengths and their weaknesses, and they trust each other on track. So to be at well over 200 kilometres an hour as you head down these long straights here at Sandown, inches apart, is fantastic to see. But very experienced drivers, both of these two guys at the front.
Chris Lewis-Williams just up the back shot there. It's interesting that he hasn't weighed in on this duo to make it a trio. In fact, we could have quintuplets here if we weigh Verdino and adds Brewer in with it. Joey Callock's off the back of that one as well, and the 1-800 lasagna machine. 1-800 lasagna. Oh,
very, very close there from Canberra as he edges near the wall coming out of turn 4. They really want the drive all the way up this long back straight, and he knows he's got one last chance to have a crack at Jamie Westaway, who does not make many mistakes at all. So this will be pretty rare and tight if he can do it. He's sitting right on his bumper. He's going to have a crack here, I would presume. He's going to either try and dive down under brakes at the bottom here of Dandenong Road. But Jamie Westaway is just very, very solid in defence. The Minister for Defence is holding the position there at the moment, and he just is not going to let Canberra get through. So with a couple of corners to go, it's the multiple champion, Jamie Westaway, in the gold or bronze coloured car that is heading towards the final set of corners.
He's turning bronze into gold.
He is turning bronze into gold. He's come
straight out of Paris to Sandown between Springvale and Dandenong.
Absolutely.
Jamie Westaway brings home the win for the weekend on Saturday afternoon. 2 more tomorrow. This is the battle pack coming to the line now, and it was very close on the line there for Verdino, Brewer and Chris Lewis-Williams. And this is our midfield here, being led by Richard Howe, Tony Andrzejewski. The Jared Campione car there from Campione Electrics is really not in this. He's sort of a lap down at this point in time. Tony Andrzejewski in the 27 goes through, but it will be Richard Howe, Tony Andrzejewski and Mark Torbitz in the multicoloured livery there. He gets through in 10th. Carpenter to Manny Menazelma. Sadly, Jared Campione wasn't actually in contention for that battle, but he does finish the race a lap down. And we look back through the field. Carpenter to Manny Menazelma, the pit lane clothing entry of Andy Tudor, the number 15. He gets home in 13th to Josh Brisbane. Jared Campione classified 15th. John Vanoris had gone into the pit lane. There are your results for those watching on the live streaming. Great race there as always with the 944s, and certainly well worth watching back during the week.
Running through the results there, it's Jamie Westaway, the multiple champion, over Canberra, who takes second position. The Vendetta, Mark Verdino, comes home in third to complete the podium. Black Widow Spider home in fourth. The Baron of Benalla, Chris Lewis-Williams, grabbing fifth spot there. Joey opposite lock, Joey Callock. Tony Westaway, King Richard, a great run by King Richard to come home in eighth position. The Boss, Tony Andrzejewski, and El Presidente completes the top 10. Look out for the gold and the green car. Bella gets some wheel spin off the line. Mark Verdino in the number 44 gets away really well, just ahead of Adam Brewer. Chris Lewis-Williams also had a great start. He really wants to get a fantastic start down here into turn 1 as the field streamed down the beautiful long straight here at Sandown, Emma. Coming into turn 1, this is going to be tight. It's the gold car of Jamie Westaway, though, who leads the field through turn 1. Campbell tucks in straight behind him in the number 55. Mark Verdino there slotting into third, and adds Brewer just into fourth. The Baron of Benalla, number 37, Chris Lewis-Williams there, sitting back in fifth. He had a bit of a patchy run yesterday. You can see the field streaming through out of turn 4. They really want to get this great run up this long back straight. The field has got all through cleanly. Great to see all the guys out on track for lap 1.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jack. How are you going?
I'm well, thank you, Aaron. I'm well. I'm excited about this race.
Yeah, Westaway got a great start over Bella, but let's see what unfolds. Oof.
Absolutely, very, very tight going down there into the fastest part of the circuit there, into the bottom of Dandenong Road. It's Jamie Westaway in the gold car, the very familiar gold car. Joey Callett there in the 1-800 Lasagna. You can see Mark Torbert's there in the newly liveried number 71 car, Emma. That's a throwback to the Le Mans car there for Alan Moffat back in the 1970s. So that's a newly liveried car. There's a few newly liveried cars in this field for this round. Joey Callett, of course, always exciting to see Joey Callett as he gets the drive out of the last corner here at Sandown. And the veteran, King Richard, number 8, Richard Howe, really mixing it with the pack. They're currently sitting in 8th. In fact, he's just grabbed a spot over Mark Torbert's there to slide up into position 7. Slight lock of the brakes there from Westaway. He's already feeling the pressure. In fact, he goes very wide into turn 1. So.
And is that enough for Bella? No, Bella's just pulled back a little bit. Good move. Wise choice. The corners 2 and 3, sorry Jack for getting it fixed up. 2 and 3 have been a bit of a curse for a few drivers this weekend.
Absolutely. It's always very tight going into that really twisty section there here at Sandown, but you need to get the great drive off that corner because you've got these long straights here at Sandown where you really need to take advantage of the slipstream. And you can see that's what Cam Bella is trying to take advantage of there. In fact, he might have a crack here under Jamie Westaway. Very, very close racing. And just behind them, Adam Brewer, the Black Widow Spider in the black car, really wanted to have a lunge there at Mark Verdino, but couldn't quite get it done. This is very, very tight racing. It always is in the Porsche 944 category, but it is extremely close, and the guys are really going hard on the opening couple of laps.
Nothing separating the top 5, really. Westaway's done well to keep the lead, but Bella's going to show up any minute now.
Absolutely, for sure. And you can see Jamie Westaway, he's just returning to the category this weekend. He missed the last round at the Bend over in Adelaide, South Australia, I should say, rather. But he's a very skilled driver. In fact, he won the Bathurst 6-hour this year, class series, with sitting in a car with Andrew Jackman and Mark Torberts. And we shout out to Andrew Jackman, who's missing this round, of course, coming back from a shoulder injury. Again, very, very tight racing. You can see there Brewer locking up again. He's all over the back of the Vendetta. Mark Verdino, the number 44 car there. Brewer wants these points because Brewer was leading the championship up till yesterday. Just 3 points separating these top 3 guys in the championship. And that's where every single race and every single corner and every single lap is so important in the championship, because with a couple of rounds to go, things are definitely tightening up at the top.
These cars are great. I love this platform, really. The 944s, it's a 4-cylinder, rear wheel. Bit of fun. They're not the fastest car out there, but they're a lot of fun to get in and go around the track in. And these guys are nose to tail, which is great. And, you know, you got the similarly powered cars, or they should all be the same. And it makes it super competitive. Brewer's just posted a fast lap, last lap of 1:27, which is pretty good in these cars. But really, there's nothing between that top 5. I can't wait to see what unfolds.
No, you're absolutely right there. I mean, it is a one-make category. In fact, it is the fastest one-make category we've got here in the Victorian State Championship. So they're not hanging around. And you did touch on the point there that Adam Brewer, who's in the black car there, the Black Widow Spider, as we call him, really wants these points. But he's just been pipped already by a Cam Bella, who's come up with a 1:25.9. Number 37 there, Chris Lewis-Williams really having a lunge into turn one. They know that's a great passing opportunity, and he knows he needs to bank the points. He is a 4-time champion, and he's the current reigning champion in this category. Chris Lewis-Williams there on screen in the number 37 tyre power car. He's a 4-time champion. Cam Bella is also a 4-time champion. No one in the history of this category, and we've been going for nearly 24 years, no one has ever taken 5 titles. That's why these guys are really fighting so hard. But Adam Brewer, this would be his first championship, and he's currently, well, he was 1 point off the lead until yesterday's race when Cam Bella pipped him. So that's how tight it is, and that's why these guys are fighting so hard.
That's some really tidy driving by Verdino. I'm so impressed with the way he's covering himself. He's doing so well to protect his position.
Absolutely. Looking back down the field, there's a very well-known car that you know, Manny Mezzaselma there in the number 10.
Normally used to seeing Manny in a cup car. He's changed to the 4-4s for a bit of a change and more social enjoyment.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a great bunch of guys. They all get on very, very well, but once they hit the racetrack, of course, and cross that line, it is no holes barred, and they all want to win and they all want to get the points. You can see Nick Carpenter there in the red car just ducking towards Jared Campione, who is the round sponsor, and we thank Campione Electrics for sponsoring this round. Of course, Jared in the number 88 pink and white striped liveried car, and there's Andy Tudor as well in the pit lane clothing car, who's making his launch this weekend, coming off a fantastic weekend last weekend, Emma.
I was about to say Andy Tudor was on screen there for a little while. I'm loving that livery, and that's a new launch, isn't it, for pit lane?
It is a new livery. It is a new launch for pit lane clothing. They're out there on track mixing it with the rest of all our category partners. But of course, yeah, Andy Tudor, as you well know, Emma, had a fantastic weekend last weekend in the Audi R8.
Had a blind.
Big bump there by Jared Campione. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, he did well to keep that.
He did very, very well. King Richard got a real good tap there from Jared Campione, and I'll tell you what, you're playing with fire if you're going to start rubbing with Richard Howe, because he is not going to mess around. He's a seasoned campaigner, King Richard as we call him. He's been around the game a long time and he's seen it all, and usually it's Richard Howe handing out the punishment to some of the newer guys, but in that case he got a bit of a tap there from Jared Campione, so he's playing with fire, I would suggest, going up against Richard Howe. Here's a replay as they come into turn 3 and turn 4. Jared's got a little bit tight on the brakes. He saw an opportunity, but he's just tapped him. But how is the skill of the King Richard? Sideways out of turn 4, the man is still throwing it through corners. He's unbelievable. So fantastic to see that Richard Howe has retained that spot, and in fact Jared's jumped back a spot because Nick Carpenter in the red car there has now got ahead of him, and Andy Tudor is now launching all over the back of those two guys as well. So it's always close racing in the 944 category, and today is no exception. Here comes Tudor in the number 15, having a big lunge down the bottom into turn 1. Can't quite get it done there, but he's got it done on Jared Campione there. So Andy Tudor there in the number 15. There he is on screen there. We were talking about him. He's just had a cracking weekend last weekend at Phillip Island, where he's driving an Audi R8 and put that on the front row there. So he's well used to high-speed machinery. Jared's car looks very, very loose, I've got to say. That number 88 of the Campione Electric car really close to the wall again. We've had an incident as well, looks like, between the Black Widow Spider and the Vendetta. Number 44 there, Mark Verdino. They've come together by the looks of it without seeing a replay. I would imagine that those two guys are dicing very, very hard, but that is a fast part of the circuit up the top there. That is the fastest corner on the circuit, turn 6. So you're at 200 or so kilometres an hour there. So if they've come together on that part of the track, which it looks like they may have, that's going to be a very serious incident, I would say. But they're continuing on. So as I said, it's really keen racing, always is, 944.
Nothing like rubbing door handles, braking from 200 kilometres an hour.
Here we go for the replay there as we head up. Chris Lewis-Williams there on the far right of the screen. Now he's had a duck towards it. Oh, Verdino's got into the side of him, and two big spins from the Black Widow Spider and the Vendetta. How they have held that together through that corner is unbelievable. The two of them have done 2 360s and kept going. And I can tell you what, a few years ago that would have been a fence. That would have been an absolute slam into a wall, but they've made massive safety improvements, thank goodness, to this circuit, and that is a high-speed incident. But the two of them have kept going. And they are still in the race. So, wow, there's a few of them here. As I said, Emma, at the start of this race, they are not messing around, and they want those points.
I thought I was seeing a counter-terrorism J-turn there. It was fantastic recovery from both guys.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that is the skill. And they're still going at it, the two of them again. They're not giving up. I mean, what a performance. It looks like I'll have to see another replay or maybe another angle. We do get onboards from this car, but here's another replay again. This is the perfect angle from Blendline TV. You can see that Brewer in the black car and Verdino in the blue and white Sidelink car have come together, but you had the Baron of Benalla, Chris Lewis-Williams, who does not hold back and is the reigning champion. He was on the inside of that corner, so it really tightened up there for Mark Verdino, who was sitting in the middle of the pack. Really had nowhere to go. Of course, Adam Brewer also has to make that corner. His alternative is to just go way too wide. So the three of them tried to go into the corner, and unfortunately 3 into 1 does not go.
The drift action was great though, Jack. I really liked that. It was inspiring with 944s.
Definitely drift action there.
Yeah.
For sure. We're seeing a couple more incidents. The boys are starting to rev up. They played it pretty calmly and pretty coolly yesterday, but they know that this is the feature race of the weekend, and that means more points for the championship. And at this stage of the game, with the championship being so tight, every point is critical. You can now see that Chris Lewis-Williams there in the red, white and blue tyre power car has got ahead of the number 44 of Mark Verdino and the number 3 of Adam Brewer, who again has a lunge into Dandenong Road. These guys are not giving up. They know that's a great passing opportunity, and they know that they need to be in front down here, down the bottom of Dandenong Road, which is a hard braking position. Ads Brewer has got through there finally and eventually. He is a multiple race winner, Adam Brewer, and so is Mark Verdino. Now that we mentioned it, Mark Verdino is no slouch either. He's a race winner in the category as well. So these two are going gangbusters, and as you say, Am, going door handle to door handle.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's only really one winner in any race, but races within races are sometimes more compelling.
Let's have one final look at this. Now, you've got Chris Lewis-Williams there, who's decided to make a move. He's gone to the inside there. He's on the right screen. Verdino really had nowhere to go and got sandwiched. And Adam Brewer trying to make the corner really, once again, also had little room to go. So they've tapped each other, and unfortunately, those two have taken each other out, and the Baron of Manila continues on his merry way. So there will certainly be some incidents looked at after this race. Another incident what we're looking at here is some flailing bodywork from Tony Westerway, the number 50 on screen. He is a veteran of this category as well as the Westerways are. In fact, Jamie is currently leading this race and has the best lap of the race so far. But looks like some flailing bodywork on Tony Westerway's car, but he's having a good weekend as well. So he's in the number 50 yellow and black car. Again, these two are just going hammer and tong with potentially, Emma, I'd say 1 or 2 laps to go. The Black Widow Spider, Adam Brewer, number 3, holds it together though through these series of corners down the bottom of what we call Dandenong Road. Flicks it through the kink, grabs a bit of the ripple strip and then turns it left and heads towards the long back straight. Little bit of a gap there. Back to the boss, number 27, Tony Andrzejewski on screen there. Really coming under pressure from Joey Kallock. And the number 77, he's all over the place. Not that unusual for Joey. He's got that distinctive sliding brake style. He throws it into corners. He backs it into corners. Don't worry about Joey. He will throw everything he's got at this race. He's just a passionate man who loves his racing and really tries his absolute best every time he hits the track. But he's just lost it a little bit under brakes there. I know he was complaining with his tyres yesterday. So maybe he's just overheated them a little bit. You can see that El Presidente has now got through on both Joey Kallock and Tony Westerway. Westerway there in the yellow car having a lunge, using the slipstream all the way down this long front straight at Sandown, and will not quite get Mark Torbitz there in the newly liveried number 71.
Yeah, Jack, I just wanted to come back to Andy Tudor for a second. Last weekend he's in an Audi R8 Evo 2, and this weekend he's in a 944. Like, he's really getting his track time up. But to go from the 2 cars, that just shows, you know, determination for one thing, but also some proper skill.
Without a doubt. Sorry, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. 2 different cars. You can see the 2 guys really going at it there again. 2 different cars there. Tudor's been in the last couple of weeks with a rear engine car. These are front engine cars. These are rear driven cars, rear wheel driven cars. So there's different weight balances across those categories for sure. But these cars require a certain skill and a certain way to drive them. No doubt about it. You need to flow the cars and keep the mid-corner speed up through all these corners. let alone at Sandown, where you need to take advantage of the slipstream. Final lap, and unfortunately they've come together too. That's Kalak and Tony Westaway. I'm not sure if they've touched, but and Nick Carpenter's involved again. And I'll tell you what, there goes Andy Tudor and Jerry Campione flying through. Josh Brisbane there just wandering past, giving them a wave in the number 56 Green Machine as well. Out in front though, the multiple champion, Jamie Westaway, has not been troubled as he heads up towards the back straight. Campbella just slightly back now from Jamie Westaway, but look who is looming in the mirrors. It is the Baron of Benalla, number 37, Chris Lewis Williams, and he knows he needs to get the points, so that's why he is still charging hard on the last lap. Looks like a pretty solid incident down the bottom here of Dandenong Corner. All drivers are perfectly fine. They hit the sand trap there and stopped the cars, and Tony Westaway there is still beached in that sand, so that's why you're seeing double wave yellow flags down the bottom of that corner. We're hearing reports of oil or some material on the road. But as we look now for the final lap, it is the multiple champion, Jamie Westaway, who in his gold-coloured, beautiful Porsche 944 comes across the line to take victory in race number 2. Campbella will slot in just behind him in position number 2, and the Baron of Benalla, Chris Lewis Williams, comes across the line to complete the podium. Another spinner there, Jared Campione, out of turn 4 on the final lap. So Jared was a little bit loose there coming out of turn 4 early in the race. He's finally cried enough. This is a replay here, Em.
Here of turn 8. Let's see what's happened here.
Westaway. So Tony Westaway there.
Yeah, we're getting reports that it's the motor might have failed, might have blown. Yeah,
exactly.
Oil spewing out the back of that car.
So I would presume by the looks of that, that's what's happened. Joey has copped that, and you can see Nick Carpenter there, the number 14 Red Machine, has also come a cropper due to what is potentially some fluid coming out of the back of the Tony Westaway car. Now, I would hazard another guess there that fluid has gone onto the rear wheels. Tony's got down the bottom and literally is a passenger at that stage because the car will just spin on its own fluids. So he's spun on that one. Joey Keller's come through close behind and unfortunately had nowhere to go. And then Nick Carpenter has also unfortunately been a victim of that fluid on the track. The other guys have got through. So yeah, fantastic race again. That's the feature race, and those points are very, very important. So running through the results here now, looking at the final results there.
Yeah, we've got James Westaway, car 28 in first place with Cameron Bella behind in second, Chris Lewis Williams, Mark Verdino, Adam Brewer in fifth, Tony Andrzejewski in sixth, Mark Torbitz in 7th, Richard Howe, Manny Metzasalma, Andy Tudor in 15.
Andy Tudor in 10, I should point.
10, sorry, car 15, I should say. Joey Kellock, Josh Brisbane, Peter Grant in 13th, Nicholas Carpenter 14th, Jared Campione in 15th, car 88, Tony Westaway 16th, and John V. Norris in 17th.
Fantastic. Emma, well done. Thank you. That is a brilliant race once again by the Porsche 944 category. We'll be back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the closing stages of bringing in this massive storm. Round 4 of the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships presented by 888 Home Loans. I'm Darren Smith. I'm going to jump off air now here because Jack Atley has got a fantastic guest commentator joining him in Carter Fox. Jack, welcome. Last race for the weekend for you guys, and I'll let Carter jump in.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Darren. Great to be back again. This is the final race of the weekend here for the 944 Porsche category. It is tight at the best of times, but as you can potentially see on your TV screens there, the weather is coming, so this could go anywhere. If we get the bucket of rain that is expected, this race is really expected to heat up. My name is Jack Atley, but we do have a very special guest here this afternoon. One of the drivers in the 944 category, Carter Fox, normally campaigning his own car in the number 7, but he's sitting out this race at the moment. Quickly, Carter, what brings you up to the commentary box? Why aren't you out on track?
Well, firstly, thanks for the intro, Jack, and thanks to Blendline for the opportunity for having me up here. We unfortunately had a clutch let go in qualifying, and we were unable to get that sorted due to the nature of a transaxle. But it's just a massive opportunity. Thanks to AJ and Pool Master for even getting me on the grid for this weekend. So,
Fantastic. Great to have you up on board. Great to have you up in the commentary box. As the guys line up now for race 3 of the weekend, it is Jamie Westaway, on pole. Cameron Balla right next to him in the aqua green, number 55. Chris Lewis-Williams and Mark Verdino bringing up the second row. We're just waiting for the lights of the starter. They want to get this one underway because the rains are coming. Adam Brewer will be keen to bank some points here. He's on the third row next to Tony Andrzejewski. Mark Torbitz, Tricky Dicky Howard is behind there. Manny Mezzaselma, Andy Tudor in the number 10, number 15 pit lane clothing car. Look out for him. Joey Callock, always wild at the best of times. As the boys get away, Callock got away well there. Bella got a little bit of wheel spin, but it's Jamie Westaway who leads the field now down into turn one as they stream down this long straight at Sandown. They really want to take advantage of the slipstream. Side by side, these two multiple champions. Brewer in the black and red car pulls out Chris Lewis-Williams, the number 37 tyre power car, slots in there just behind in number 3. I think he's nabbed Verdino. No, Verdino fights back there in the 44 car. And Adam Brewer, the Black Widow Spider, slots in just behind in 5th. They really want to get the drive out of this corner, this turn 4 corner, because as Carter, as you well know, it is a long straight here at Sandown. So what are the boys looking to do straight away on this first lap?
That's exactly right, Jack. It's a super critical throttle pickup point. You want to rotate the car super early on the way into turn 4 so you can get really good power out. Obviously, it's probably nearly a kilometre up the back straight and uphill. So with a lot of guys really close up, you need a critically good exit to get up this back straight well.
The boys are hitting into the fastest corner on the track there. That's turn 6, the famous turn 6 here at Sandown Motor Raceway. Looking at Mark Verdino, the number 44 on screen there, as Lewis-Williams dives under Bella, really trying to attack him early. Verdino's all over the place. Adam Brewer's trying to slot in there as well. This is always close racing in the 944 Association. It is nose to tail. Jamie Westaway there in the number 28 car. Pretty cool customer, Jamie Westaway, and multiple champion, just trying to eke out a little bit of a lead there. But you can see Brewer just in the background there trying to get around Mark Verdino. All these 3 guys at the top of the field are separated by 3 points in the category at the moment for the championship. And with not many races to go, every point, every corner, every lap is critical.
Exactly right, Jack. And that's why Chris is getting so aggressive with Cam, is because he knows that's on the line and he wants to get in front and get those points for the championship.
Absolutely. Coming into turn 3, turn 4 here, the tight little twisty section at Sandown here. Carter, what's the best way through these corners?
Depends on the driver. Some guys like to use the turn 2 curb on the way in. No one likes the turn 3 curb because it really unsettles these cars. And obviously you've got the walls quite close there. So you unsettle the car, can end up quite quickly in that fence, which is not really how you want to end a race.
Suboptimal, as you
Correct.
would say, mate. Exactly. And no, the walls can bite here at Sandown. We can all testify at that. But you've got this long back straight. The boys were saying very much this morning, and maybe not so much this afternoon, but they were really taking advantage of the slipstream up this long back straight here at Sandown. Did you find that came into effect yesterday in your qualifying? And
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we can have a look out the commentary window here. This windsock in the middle of this middle of the track's still blowing, so there's a bit more of an effect with the back straight than there would be normally. But like you said, quali, we were talking about drafts all morning, so.
Absolutely. Very strong tailwind going down the front straight this afternoon, but therefore you can get the slipstream up the back straight. Looking on screen there, Manny Mezzaselma there in the number 10 car, fighting hard with one of the great characters of our category, Joey Callock in the 1-800 Lasagna car. Really wants to take advantage of that drive off turn 12. Turn 12, Carter, is another very important corner on this racetrack.
Exactly, and same as turn 4, we're really after that early throttle pickup point, so early corner rotation to get a good drive out. These cars, not a lot of horsepower, and really rewards momentum driving and early throttle pickups for long straights.
Absolutely. Chris Lewis-Williams there, the number 37, the Baron of Benalla, all over the back of Cameron Balla. Chris Lewis-Williams always talks about the momentum of these cars and how you need to keep the mid-corner apex speed up in these cars. Would you agree?
100%, and like what you can see here, Chris is being really aggressive following Cam in the slipstream. So it'll be interesting to see if he pops out here on the run into 6.
Fantastic, absolutely. They are very, very close, the guys at the front of the pack, as they usually always are. We're hearing reports that the rain is just 10 kilometres away, and with 10 minutes to go in this race, if this rain hits, believe us, ladies and gentlemen, you will see a show, because these guys are tight at the best of time. And you can see there, the top 4 guys separated by a very, very minimal margin. Cam Balla has actually hit the fastest lap of the race. He's in the bright green Aqua number 55 car, but he's coming under real pressure. If you look at the 2 guys on screen, 8 titles between those 2 guys. They have 4 titles each. Jamie Westaway has 2 himself. So there's 10 titles between the top 3 guys here, and we've only been running for 24 years. So that's a hell of an achievement for all these 3 guys, and they are nose to tail.
Exactly. We can see Cam just holding his line there as Chris goes for a little look down the inside, nothing happening. And yeah, back through this tight, twisty 2-3 corner complex.
Absolutely. Is it more about biding your time? Do you think Lewis Williams is going to bide his time and take advantage of the slipstream over Bella here, or would he have a lunge towards turn 6, towards the end of the back straight?
Might depend how they've set the car up. If they're expecting rain, then he's probably going to get on with it. If not, then
he'll sit
he
behind.
might take his time with it.
How important are tyres in this situation, would you say, Carter?
The setup is critical. It always is. The tyres will probably start to go off by the end of this if it stays dry. If it goes wet, it's a completely different ball game. But you really want to maximise your tyre pressures. Tyre temp isn't so critical, but just being gentle with them, not spinning them up too much off the slow speed stuff, and easing them into those high load, high cornering forced turns.
Very, very good technical information there. Looking on screen there, the number 71, that is a newly liveried car of El Presidente, who is an exact replica, actually, of the Alan Moffat Porsche that they run at Le Mans in the 1970s. So they've done a fantastic job with that car. There's a number of different liveries this weekend for the new cars. Andy Tudor is running a pit lane clothing, newly liveried car. And, of course, Mark Torbett's there in the Apple, I guess, liveried car you would call it. But looking back towards the front of this race, these guys know they really want to get up the front of this race. If that rain hits, which is potential, we're hearing reports at the moment that it is spitting rain. And if the rain comes, it's going to cause an absolute circus. That's why these guys are really pushing hard now. Verdino there, not letting the top 3 get away. Mark Verdino is a race winner in this category. He's in the Sideling car, and there's Adam Brewer sitting back in 5th. Brewer needs to bank the points. He is right up in the championship hunt at the moment, and he knows there's only a couple of races to go, so he does not want to let these guys get away. What do you think the key with these 3 guys are? What are they doing in their heads at the moment? What are they looking for? What are they planning at the moment with about 6.5 minutes to go?
They're all probably playing a bit of a mental chess at the moment. Who's got what, who's got where. If someone makes a mistake, the others will be right on it for sure. But at the moment, they might be just taking it easy. And when I say that, they're obviously pushing still pretty much 9/10 the time. But they're just trying to see who's got what. If there's a mistake made, then they'll capitalise for sure.
Absolutely. Do you feel the speed of these cars when you're driving them, Carter? I mean, you're hitting nearly, well, just over 200 kilometres an hour as you head down the front straight here at Sandown. Do you feel the speed, or are you more concentrating on the guys around you, the competitors? What are you looking for when you're actually driving the car?
Obviously, you want to make sure you're maintaining your cornering speed. So when you say speed, yeah, you feel it through the corners. On the straight, so much it's more time for a bit of a break, check your oil pressure, check your fuel, whatever else, engine temp, that sort of thing. And obviously, like you said, make sure you know where the guys are around you, especially going into braking zones.
Absolutely, and braking zones are key. And this is a key corner here, number 4. Now, we are definitely hearing reports of spitting rain. So if that rain, which has been threatening, hits, then with still a number of laps to go in this category. In fact, there we go. If we look at number 14 of Nick Carpenter, he's got the wipers on. And there's number 88 of Jared Campione. Going a little bit slow. Campione, we thank them very much because they're the partner for this round. So we thank Campione Electrics for partnering up with the category. Great to see Jared out on track. You can see the wiper blades are being switched on these cars. Nick Carpenter there in the number 14 red car, just being followed by Manny Mezzaselma. Jared Campione there in the number 88, just behind him. Peter Grant too, flying there, and he's had a great run into the category. Peter Grant had a fantastic run in Adelaide at the Bend in our last round, so fantastic to see Peter Grant still travelling well, just ahead of the beautiful green machine, number 56 of Josh Brisbane. Looking at the interval up the front there, you can see the guys are really pushing hard. Mark Verdino now slots in with the fastest time of the race. He's 4th in this category, but he's 4th in these top 4, I should say, but he's taking advantage of the slipstream. He's going to have a bit of a lunge there. It's still Westaway who holds the position going into turn 1. Campbell getting very, very close, getting very interested as they head towards turn 3 and turn 4. Now, if this rain starts to come, the boys will start sliding all over the place. They do have a semi-slick tyre on this car. You can talk a lot more about that, Carter.
Yeah, exactly. So as the rain comes down, track gets wet. The things you're going to watch out for. Curbs, you really don't want to play, especially around this joint with the curbs. Turn 6 is a little bit not so bad because the car's already straight, so you can just kind of hop over it. But even the painted lines you can see there on the sides of the track, but the grid boxes. And
Absolutely. Yep, no, you want to stuff those corners. We're just seeing a replay here. Oh, Manny Mezzaselma has had a big coming together with Jared Campione coming out of turns 11 and 12 there. That's a really tight, twisty section of the track, so it looks like one may have slid into the other there, but they're taking advantage. Now, we've got a yellow flag. That may be through to Manny Mezzaselma still being beached out on the grass. That is critical because that is effectively the final corner. This is a 13-corner track. Corner 13 is pretty much flat to the boards and a straight corner for the guys in these cars. But if there's no passing, which you cannot do under yellow flags, that means that you need to get the job done before you get to that corner. You're talking about now, definitely the wiper blades are on. The wiper blades are on with Adam Brewer in the background there. So, and there's another wiper blade for Cameron Bella. The rains have come, and we've still got 3 minutes to go. And this is where it's going to get exciting. And I'll tell you what, we've got slightly more exciting because we have just been hit with a red flag. They have annulled this race. Now, we've got a car which is stopped on the main straight. It's Joey Callick there in the 1-800 Lasagna car, but currently we are under red flag conditions.
Joey has got going again.
Joey has got going again there. So they have red flagged this race. Now, it is our understanding that what we're hearing from race officials are that this race may have been called early and they will not be resuming this race. Now, whether that is due to a car in a dangerous position, which may cause an incident and they're worried about that, or just simply the amount of rain that is expected to hit this track. Let's have a look at a replay here and see what happens. So, Joey Cullick there in the 1-800 Lasagna car has got on that ripple strip that exactly what Carter Fox was just talking about. Very easily slid the car right around and stopped in a reasonably precarious position. He's fair way off the track. Andy Tudor there just coming through in the pit lane clothing car, which is fantastic to see Andy out on track.
I have to say it was a pretty tidy recovery from Joey. I mean, he lost it on the curb, but did a good job to keep it square and pointing the right way coming off it.
And he is a fair way off the track, so that's potentially not so much of a dangerous position, but we have been banging on about it. The amount of rain that is expected to hit the track in the near future very quickly may have caused officials to say, right, let's pull the plug on this one. But under red flag conditions, that is potentially going to conclude that race. And if it does, which we're just still waiting on 100% confirmation, but if it does pull the race, that means the winner and the round winner will be Jamie Westaway. Of course, these results are provisional, but just quickly running through these results, I might let Carter run through the results there.
Yeah, so Jamie's obviously finished up in first provisionally for that, but then we've got Cam, Chris Lewis-Williams, Mark Verdino, Adam Brewer in 5th. Great run from Tony Andrzejewski today, holding his 6th place finish in this race, but he got that better in the previous race this morning. Mark Torbert's P7 in the new car. Joey Callock provisionally in P8. Obviously, if he's lost a few on that last lap with the spin, that might change. Dick Howe, what a run in 9th. Tony Westaway, that car was drained of oil, so to be up in 10th, that's pretty good.
It is.
Andy Tudor in 11th. Nick Carpenter in 12th. Jared Campione 13th. Peter Grant 14th. Josh Brisbane in 15th, and then we've got 3 DNFs, including myself.
Exactly. Carter Fox is listed on that race results there. But by the looks of it, and what we're hearing officially now, is that will be the conclusion of race 3 of the Porsche 944 Challenge Series.